Hi, this is Peter Elliott from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. You may know me as the co-host with Nathan LaRude for the podcast Gospel of Musical Theatre. I love Trinity Cathedral, Portland, and it's good to be with you this Advent. My favorite Advent hymn is O Come, Emmanuel. Have you ever noticed the second verse? It goes like this. O come, O wisdom from on high, who orders all things mightily, to us the paths of knowledge show, and teach us in her way to go. Her ways. How unexpected to hear the feminine used here. What's behind this term is the divine feminine, an ancient affirmation in Hebrew scripture affirming that wisdom is feminine. Think of it as woman wisdom, or to use the Greek word Sophia. In Proverbs 8, the feminine divine is introduced with these words. Does not wisdom call on the heights beside the way? At the crossroads, she takes her stand. Her stand. This passage, written about 400 years before the birth of Jesus, imagines that Sophia, the divine feminine, was present when the world was created. Woman wisdom has an important voice and role in the creation story in Genesis. There's a feminine entity involved in that story called the Ruach Elohim, a divine spirit that hovers over the water. Later in the book Proverbs, the author writes, wisdom was set up at the first, before the beginning of the earth. Then wisdom was beside God, like a co-worker, daily God's delight, rejoicing always in God's inhabited world and delighting in the human race. Sadly, this feminine aspect of God has been obscured by centuries of patriarchal interpreters. But thankfully, in the last few decades, feminist scholars have dusted off these biased male interpretations, revealing a much more complex image of the divine that includes the feminine. The wisdom of God in Scripture is personified as a feminine character. In the carol, O Come, Emmanuel, we sing that God's wisdom will show us her ways to go. So what is this wisdom? Well, wisdom, the dictionary says, is judging rightly in matters relating to life and conduct. In other words, wisdom is about making good decisions. Wisdom is about living the good life. Wisdom is about being in relationship with God. Just a bit later on in the book Proverbs, we read, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Here, fear doesn't mean being afraid. Fear means connecting with the awesomeness of the ground of being. That's what God is, the ground of being itself, the isness of what is. To be in relationship with life at its depths is to be in relationship with God who, the best way I can describe my understanding of the mystery we call God is the power of love that's at the heart of the universe. And to be in touch with that power, with that energy, with that ground is a step toward wisdom. And oh, how much the world needs this wisdom today. I believe it's the divine feminine that needs to be rediscovered in the life of the church and in our own lives too. And where can we find this wisdom? I think we can simply look into the seasons and the patterns of the earth itself. You know, these days of Advent find us in the Pacific Northwest plunged into days where there's not much sunlight. And while there can be beauty in these sometimes rainy days, we can also kind of experience melancholy or sadness. It's important to remember that as creatures, we are part of the earth, and we go through seasons too, just as the earth does. And in every season of our lives, especially maybe Advent, it's good to seek wisdom, divine guidance on how best to live our lives. As the hymn puts it, to us the paths of knowledge show and teach us in her way to go. O Come, Emmanuel is based on ancient prayers called the Great O Antiphons. Here's the Great O Antiphon about wisdom. It goes like this. O wisdom, from the mouth of the Most High, you reign over all things to the ends of the earth. Come and teach us how to live. Teach us how to live indeed. Woman wisdom, great Sophia.